The first thing that we're going to do is modify our startup page. And you'll notice in our using statements that there are a couple of statements that are dimmed. So we're going to delete those because they are not being used. The book also omits a little section of code here. So from this startup I configuration, that little startup method, all the way through public eye configuration get, uh, it omits that. So we'll go ahead and comment that out. And basically all these statements do is they pass read-only settings into our startup. So we're going to save this. And at this point, we're done making changes to startup. Now, up at the top, we can also comment out this using statement. So I'm just going to do the single line comment for that. And let's see. We're going to go ahead and run our app. So we've changed, make sure you've got future value selected here and go ahead and run it. And you will notice once you see it that it's really not very fancy, kind of plain. Here we go, just a plain little app. So I'm going to close it. And we do not have any errors in it. So we're going to create an error so you can see what that looks like. So to create an error, we are purposefully going to misspell view bag. We're going to say view bags. We'll put a little S on that one. And so now we're going to go ahead and try to run it again. And now we're getting the build errors. And no, we do not want to run from the last successful build. So we're going to say no. And then you want to go into the error window. And it's actually telling you what the error is. You can double click, takes you right to that line. And we can see that it has a problem with view bags. In fact, if you pause over it, it says it doesn't exist because we have a typo. It should be view bag. So once we fix that, we can save our changes. And then if we chose to run it, it should work. So I have a quick question. What do you think happens if you forget the @ sign in eraser expression? So let's say I did this. Well, what happens is it doesn't know it's a razor expression, so your customer name becomes viewbag. So if we run this, our customer is now called viewbag.name. We'll put our little @ sign back in. What happens if we forget the @ sign in a block? So it actually thinks that that is code that it needs to display. So at the top, we will see layout equals null. Which actually could be super confusing to people. So we will go ahead and fix that as well.